When there's a child out there that's not getting the same that your own child is getting, the difference will tell, and there will come a time in the society where that child is going to take his pound of flesh.
Where you can actually, everything from watching a program with the child, you can start off the conversation from something on the TV and say, oh, you know.
For me, it's like, hurry up with this business. And the other one said, Auntie, it's not about me, it's about the guys. They're not ready to marry.
Yes. If she wants to ask something, no, I know my mother very well. In fact, the most interesting one is when I put up pictures on WhatsApp, you know, Snapchat filters and all that, she will call me, remove that picture. There was a day I got tired of all that and I said,
Thank you for being there. Welcome back. It is The Conversation on NTA Network. And I said we're talking about the things that women, girls, ladies don't like about men. Okay. Maybe the things they do that ladies don't like. Not that we don't like men. Or do we?
Well, okay. I like men a lot.
You do?
I like men
That's good to know.
But of course, like the topic says, there are some things that they do. There are things women do that I don't like too. So this is just what men do that, like for me specifically, I'll go straight to, for me, what's the most disturbing bit.
That a man would do that you do not like.
Yeah, that men seem to have an issue with generally. Notice I use the word seem to. I don't like the fact that it seems as if a large number of men have difficulty controlling themselves sexually. And why do I put it that way? So many instances you find yourself with a male in circumstances that should ordinarily be innocent. In the daytime, you're not necessarily indecently dressed. This is somebody who... Yeah,
even
you have
that does not give anyone an excuse,
yeah, but
fine.
Still, you have dealings with this person. Maybe he's your boss. Maybe he's just somebody you went to see for something or to pick something up and everything, and you're done having that conversation, you're walking out the door and the person follows you up and grabs your bottom or, you know, an unsolicited tight hug, and this person is a stranger. Somebody like trying to plant a kiss on, you know, plant a peck on you that you're just meeting, you just met 5 minutes ago, and you're like, okay, what was it about my demeanor that gave this person the idea that I really wanted them to grab my bottom or touch my breasts or try to plant it? You know, you understand? And that invasion of personal space seems to me like something men take for granted that it's okay for them to do, when they know fully that if somebody else did it to their wife or their sister, they wouldn't like it. But when it's somebody else's wife or sister, you're fair game. It's okay to do that because there's no link between you and her. But if somebody else does that to your wife or your sister, you'll get upset. The other time in Lagos, there was this crowd of women that went through a particular market chanting, "Don't touch me, don't touch me." And at first, the men mocked them and were like, "I get your type for house." You know, there's this entitlement mentality, you know.
That
many men have.
Okay.
When I was younger, I couldn't go to the market because walking past any set of stalls that had men as the shopkeepers meant I would be grabbed. For as long as I was in that market, I was going to get grabbed.
Okay.
And I don't like it. That's the main thing I really
So yours is more of the physical thing about men wanting to get in contact with you unsolicited.
Thank you.
Is that the word?
Unsolicited.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Let's hear from Sheila.
For me, a lot of things, I also don't like that. No, I'm not sure any woman likes that. But for me, it's what I see first. So I do not like men that are not well groomed.
I don't imagine whatever position you assume in life or attain in life. And I see you the sight matters. The first, impression really matters. I'm meeting you for the first time. I'm seeing your nails, some dirt underneath. You smell woozy, OBMO. I can't stand that. No matter how nice you are, and that's why, just as your introduction did state, you wonder you're a very nice guy, but women are not just coming your way. Maybe you have to take care of that body odor. We call it BO. Maybe the mouth odor is very offensive. You've got to take care of it. And all of these things are very difficult for people to tell you, except those that are very close to you and those that really love you. Many other things you can say about that.
Chi, for me, it's more of the perception, how men view women. Like the Van was saying, when, for instance, the women marched in Lagos, the men started chanting, "I get your type for house." So these days, especially in this our culture, when men interact with women, they have this mentality of looking down on the woman, feeling you're inferior. So you're a woman, you should not, I don't even want to waste my time with you, you're a woman. As if being a woman is a curse. As if being a woman had some negative connotations to it. So it affects the way they interact with us, mentally, in business, even in the family. Because they look at you and feel this person is inferior. This gender is inferior. So I have to deal with this person as an inferior gender to me. And it cuts across every dealings of man and women. But that's something I don't like about it. If you see me as who I am. Interact with me as a person first. Don't see the gender. Leave out the gender. Deal with me first. If I'm intellectually sound, deal with me like that. If I have something to offer, deal with me because I have something to offer. No, don't deal with me because you feel, let me have sympathy on her because she's a woman. No, don't do that to me. Deal with me as an individual. And men do that a lot. It doesn't matter who, young, old, rich, poor. It cuts across all sector of the male gender. And I really honestly don't like that.
Doctor?
As I've been sitting here and I'm listening to these beautiful ladies give their perception and their view about the topic we're talking about now. If we have been watching the news, social media and all of that, there's something that is happening for the past 2-3 years now.
Okay.
It started in America and it's gradually filtering into other countries. What is it? The hashtag Me Too movement.
Oh yeah.
It started with who? Harvey Weinstein, the big Hollywood mogul.
I think he's committed suicide.
Icon. No, he's alive.
No, yes.
A different
He's
guy.
not the one, that's the same guy.
Okay, some other person.
A billionaire that was accused of sexual
I was getting
impropriety
them
committed
mixed up, yeah.
suicide. Now, it started with Harvey, and then the Me Too hashtag movement started. And slowly, it's taking shape and taking form. It's all about sexual and gender-based violence and the culture of silence. That is my own peeve when it comes to men. The fact that they think that they can take whatever they want, anytime, any place, any day. It sickens me to my core. And the one that sickens me even more is the group of people that we call pedophiles.
Oh.
The people that cannot get it up except it's the baby. Babies as young as 6 months. As young as three days.
That's so tragic. I don't even know.
That is my peeve. Sexual and gender-based violence. I'm not even talking just about the sexual part of the sexual and gender-based violence. I'm talking about the violent part too.
Whether domestic or
statistics
anywhere else.
see that 1 in 3 women
have been abused in some way.
Be abused one way or the other within their lifespan or during their lifespan. But I do not agree with that statistic, I'm sorry to say. I think it is 1 in 1. If I ask you,
that's
harsh.
No, it's
from
real.
childbirth until the age you are now, you would give me an instance of being inappropriately groped by one guy or the other.
At the very least.
Whether it's your father, a cousin, a nephew, a random stranger, the gate man, something. In the guise of giving you a hug, someone will grab your breast.
Yeah.
In the guise of saying, oh, nice to meet you, someone will give you a funny squeeze.
Scratch the palms.
Like, or can we see later?
I'm going to tell you the first time I got a squeeze
You
on
will
my
see
palm.
a guy, when you look towards his south side, his external genitalia is saying good morning for no reason. I understand that men are visual. I understand
Very,
that.
right?
But come on, can we keep it in the pants, please? Can we keep it in the pants, please? Now, when we do the rounds again to talk about what other things we do not like, I want us to situate it to the men in our lives, to the men that we have had the chance, I don't want to say privilege, of interacting with, whether the ones we're living with right now as our husbands or boyfriends we've had in the past, or brothers and cousins and all of that. I can tell you that the list is a laundry list of things. Do you want to talk about going to the toilet, taking a pee, and don't put the seat back down, you don't flush, you come, the list is endless.
There is something I think, I think we should still talk about that has not been mentioned.
Yes.
The I have money attitude.
I'm entitled.
It shows everywhere. Music videos, movies, I can afford you attitude that men have. If you listen to the lyrics of music, the message you get is, so long as you have money,
anything goes.
you can get any woman you want.
Money talks and business works.
Exactly. So long as you have money, even adverts that you see, you always will hear a script that reads, and the guy sent call credit to the girl. You've never heard a girl sending call credits. Well, sometimes I'm now seeing mothers or fathers or children sending to their parents. But there's always this attitude of, I don't have a problem with men having money. They should have money, as a matter of fact. So should a woman, as far as I'm concerned, right? But oftentimes, there's this perception that you need to have money, and once you have money, then you can have every woman. How do you react to that? Is that something that is acceptable?
Is it societal issue?
It's societal.
But it's in
And cultural too.
And cultural, yeah?
Yeah.
Because
that's a put off for me where men are.
You see, let me come into this. Some parents are sending their daughters into prostitution.
Yes.
Whether knowingly
I could give you
unknowingly.
a help for saying
If
that.
you're a parent, you know.
That is a fact.
When you expect a student to pay a younger one's school fees, where do you want her to get the money from? It's two things. You want her to steal it, you want her to give out her body to a man and bring the money home. Even when I was in university, I had any number of friends who in year one were taking care of things like granddaddy's burial, my 3 younger siblings' school fees.
Yeah.
Were they
Parents,
working
living
students?
parents, both living, which
Working
dirty
in
work,
Nigeria?
working,
How-
I worked when I was in school. I
How much
worked.
were you earning that you take care of a
those girls
burial
were
and
not
3
working.
younger ones in
Those
school?
girls were not working. How much are you earning
much
that
are you
you're
earning?
paying the school fees of 3 people in primary school and secondary school? So parents, I don't know what
Including
is
your school
wrong.
fees.
I don't know where we started getting things wrong, but from mid-teenage, now many parents, men, male, female, daddies, mummies, they're very happy to start suggesting. In fact, there are parents who will specifically send their daughter to a predator's home,
Knowing what will happen.
knowing what will happen.
Yes.
Because they know some compensation will come back.
Yes.
So this is highly a society and culture thing, right?
Because
Yeah,
let me give you a
And it's,
real life
when you say
example.
culture, you know this is not just a Nigerian thing.
Yeah, what I wanted to say
It's
about culture
everywhere,
is, for
most
instance,
places actually.
Unfortunately for us in this part of the world, not even just this part of the world, in most societies, women are not empowered.
They're not.
They've not been empowered. We've not been empowered for the longest time. So as a result of this, we're dependent on the man. And it's still ongoing. A lot of women are dependent on the man. And that is why the men now have this belief that I am rich.
Let me bring this question. We're not
One
even
moment,
just
please.
talking
Okay.
about economic empowerment now. We're talking about self-worth.
Yeah.
Because if you know your self-worth, then you will not give your bodies out for peanuts. You will not give your body out for peanuts.
That's for the guy that's even very rich
Let
and
me
feels
even
that
say
you can get
let me
anything.
tell you
Yeah.
a quick story about parents sending their children to predator homes so that the man will get enticed, and of course one thing will lead to the other, and it will start, you have a sexual relationship going on, and then it will be a tit for tat matter, right? The man gives you the money, you spread your legs. A young girl left the village. Her mom sent her to go and be a domestic staff in a wealthy home. And these people are well known in the part of the country where they are from. Big family, very wealthy, well educated, well exposed, well traveled. The elite of the elite, the creme de la creme, so to speak. This young girl, her mother said to her, when you go there, your mission is not to be a domestic staff. Your mission is to become wife number two. If possible, throw the first wife out. Now, how is she going to accomplish that? Because the man is known to have a roving eye. How is she going to accomplish that? You must not wear a skirt
that covers you too much.
Yes, you must be above your knee. Strapless, sleeveless tops, no bra. Young, beautiful girl, tall, slim, light-skinned. She comes to the house. Good morning, ma. Good morning, sir. Madam is looking at her. Alarm bells. They call the lady that they normally call that takes care of the nannies when they come. Go give her personal hygiene stuff, the deodorants and all of that. Buy her underwear and buy her the kind of clothes that she will wear. The lady said, please go and change your dress. That is not a nice dress. No. Her mother said this is what she must wear every day.
Why is she still in the house now?
That one is really young.
Her mother said,
very naive.
My mother said I must wear a skirt that is this length.
Wow.
I must not wear a bra.
Wow.
And I must wear a sleeveless top.
That's alarming.
The madam said, okay, no problem. You can stay the way you are. Go to the room. No problem. The chef, give her something. Make sure she doesn't come out of the room. Give her something to eat. The next morning, when they were going to drop the kids.
That went back.
They shipped her back.
Enter the car. Driver, the other nanny, bring her things. Put it in the boot. Drop the kids off in school. Take her to the park. Give her transport money. Give her money to dash. Say Naira.
Now, doesn't that just drag us back to the van when you said, because the only reason anyone will come up with a plot like that is because they believe the man will react.
Yes.
They cannot control themselves, which is what she said she does not like about men.
He has a reputation for being like that. He's a womanizer.
You see, I have been privy to hearing women, listen, nobody is sitting here trying to say women are saints.
No, we are not.
We're all human beings.
We'll talk about that one some other day.
Today
we're talking about what women
Today the lens
don't like about men.
Yes.
Today the lens is on men.
Yes.
But I have heard instances of women saying, I will bed that man.
Yes.
And it happens.
Of course.
Because the man will not be able to control himself.
Then people begin to talk about witchcraft
Oh
and
my
juju
goodness.
and no, it's not. I know of instances of women who wangled their way into relationships with men simply by pop up in the man's office. You've already established that the guy is the jittery type. Alaji, it's been a while. That day after you dropped me, you didn't call me again. This man has never laid eyes on you. Instead of him to say, I'm sorry, my sister, who are you?
Exactly.
I'm sorry, I can't. It's been a while, because he has been around so much that he doesn't want to hurt your feelings.
Yes.
Or probably somebody he has done something with. So he just flows with these. Hey, yeah, it's true. How is Mama? I hope she's fine. And before he said, last time you said you would find a job for my younger sister.
She'll make a good actress, won't she?
I was going to say that.
And before you know it, it's it's true, I forgot. Where was it again? I said I was going to. You said you drop her CV at, yeah. Oh, you are right. Just bring it tomorrow. He just had a full conversation with somebody he's never laid eyes on.
Yes.
But because she knows the kind of person he is.
He's taking advantage of that.
And she has taken advantage of it, and anything sinister will happen.
But don't you guys think it's because of the biological makeup of the men? And also the common belief that men are moved by what they For women, it's more difficult for women to
be aroused.
To be aroused if she does not feel something inside. But the men don't necessarily need to feel something inside. We're not justifying. I'm not.
I was going to say, are you justifying?
I'm not making an excuse. I'm saying
it's a very good angle.
This is what majority of them. This is how the majority of them react. But now it is now on how you control yourself. Your maybe with sexuality. The male hormone is stronger than the female hormone.
I think
so. You now have to control it.
I think
it's
so.
Your self-control that now kicks in. How you're able to control yourself. That it's now the question, and not if under normal circumstances without a man doing anything. If you place him here and place a woman, we now want to compare who would fall, who will give in than the other, who will give in first. The man would definitely give in first, but that do you have self-control?
Okay.
Because some men do have the self-control.
Exactly. Some do, but okay. I want to take us to
That's
another.
a very small percentage.
I want to take us to another area now
Sadly.
before we go home, because we need to talk about what happens in the house, about the throwing
need
of
to.
towels
Oh, yes.
and not clearing the
Yes,
bath
please.
and not wanting to do this and that. We
can't
need to
wait.
get there.
I can't
but
wait.
before we get there, let's talk about this. I don't know. I'm sure almost everyone seated here must have experienced that, especially if you're married. How do you deal with men, especially married men, who like to prey on other women who are also married? Like, I'm married, right? Sometimes you even know my husband, and you're hitting on me. Who does that?
I think some men
I
feel that that's
relate.
the cleverest way of
Men
going about
do
it.
that a lot.
One of
I'm
the
sorry,
richest men in the world right now, Jeff Bezos.
Is
I hope
still
I'm
richest?
pronouncing. I hope I'm pronouncing
Is he
his name
richer
properly.
than Bill Gates?
Yes.
Yes. He's number one on
Bill
the.
Gates
He's
is
number
that
one on the
person.
billionaires list.
I remember he gave some to his wife and he's still
This is the
rich.
only.
Oh, is that
This
the
is
woman to Amazon? Okay, no brand.
This is only
Let's
Amazon.
leave the brands
Amazon,
out,
yeah.
He gave his wife a cool $22 billion.
And he's still the
still
richest man.
indigenous.
Yes.
In divorce settlements.
Yes.
Their divorce settlements. What caused the
I
divorce?
like that kind of money.
He had been secretly having a clandestine
Begging another
affair
man's wife.
with his best friend's wife.
Best friend, though.
No, he's
Not even acquainted.
No,
Maybe
the
not even
friend
his best
thought
long time
he was
family
the best
friend.
friend. He obviously isn't.
And this
from
lady
what we know
is the
now.
TV personality,
Oh, Father Lord.
Oh, God.
the same age as the wife. She makes him
glam.
crazy. She makes him crazy. This and that and that and that. He's been married for 25 years. Their last child just went off to Stanford or Harvard or somewhere. That brings me back to your question. What is the attraction?
Oh, it's a big. Remember that Simon Cowell actually had the child with his best friend's
Friend's wife, yeah.
Yeah,
And then
for me,
she had to leave the guy.
basically,
I
I
think
do not
she's
know
with
if
him
it's
now.
proximity. It's
I
not
think
proximity.
proximity.
It's something.
Proximity
It's
also
not,
plays a
it's
part.
not about
proximity.
because there are a lot of men
Because
who are put off by women who have kids.
Dr. B, let me tell you
Yeah,
one thing
put us-
I've noticed
Yes.
over time. I realize that most of the times when we are friends, it happens with women as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
That you seem to like your friend's husband, not love him, not covet him. Don't get me wrong.
No, I
Maybe he's
hear you,
well behaved,
Okay.
treats the family well. And you'll be like, okay, this is a good example of what a man should be.
You're comparing
It does
the person with your own
hold
partner.
him. Let me tell you, we
that's what I'm saying.
No,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
didn't say don't
You
compare.
compare and then you
But
start
we
projecting.
we know that it is natural for us to compare.
Yes.
Yeah.
The human instinct. The question is, do you
compares.
voice
Do
out
you-
that comparison?
And
That's where I have
and
the
do you
problem.
take- and do you take the
What
next
is the
step?
motive behind it?
Yes.
So where I'm driving at is, a man sees the wife's, the friend's wife, and is well behaved and is pretty. Maybe there's no justification.
Yes, there is.
Basically, but it's just that this covetousness, you can't define it. It just comes with some men. They themselves can't tell you, because by the time you catch them, many of them are very remorseful. They're like, I'm sorry.
They even go report themselves to the wives.
Yes.
You better not tell
And they
me.
tell you,
Maybe deliver
If
here
I
and
didn't,
there.
if I didn't find out,
You
just
see, in our
spend it,
climes,
you know.
in our environment, if that happens, God forbid, right? Man A is married, Lady B is married, and something happens between them. It might be okay for man A to decide, no, I'm so sorry, I'm going to tell my wife. She will get mad and be like, what will I do? It's my husband now. But what would happen
If it were
if it was Lady B? Because at some point, if that happened, then definitely there will be a reveal on this end. If you ever wonder,
the question why all of them do it is because it's
that script has
safer.
not been written.
If the woman is married
It's safer.
and you're married,
They feel it's safer.
It's safer.
It's safer.
Than a
Safer,
single
makes sense.
person who wants the lady out, and maybe because you know your wife is special. You're special, but then you want to misbehave. You know when you go to a single lady, she has a motive.
Yeah.
She wants something, but a married woman does not want anything in return.
She's
doing it.
Yeah.
So they sleep with married women. They know she has nothing extra to ask for, to demand for. She wants to protect her marriage. I mean, protecting her marriage, she wouldn't be a loudmouth
Yeah.
to go tell social media she's sleeping with you. So why not date a married woman who will not tell on me, than marry a single woman who wants me to kick my wife
But
out
the good thing
and let
is,
the world know.
you know one
Let
thing,
the
I'm
world
sorry,
know.
before the one good thing is that I know is that no friend of your husband will date you without your consent.
Of course.
of course
And
not.
so, as we're talking about men, we're talking about ourselves. But you're my husband's friend, right? I don't date you unless I want to date you.
Yes.
You can't date me under duress. I want to date you.
That scenario is changing.
Okay.
What do I mean by that? A married woman who is in a relationship or who is in a marriage that is unhappy that dates or sleeps with her best friend or her husband's friend is looking to switch places.
Dr. B, what I was
changing.
So wait, Dr. B,
Husbands divorce their wives to marry their best friend.
What I was going to say before you came in
Nigeria,
just a minute, sweetie.
do we have that going on in Nigeria?
Yes. The days where you're sleeping with your husband's friend and you're thinking, oh, she's in her own marriage, she doesn't want to leave. Those days are
No, you know about my husband's friend. Can be anybody.
No, I mean,
sadly.
Those days are gone.
I mean, can generally, can anybody.
Yes,
Not the person's
those days are
husband's
gone. I have a personal experience where a man a lady set out to get this man. She's a divorcee, 5 kids, 5 grandkids. Looks good for her age.
Grandmother.
Has a government appointment. But she set out to get this young man who is younger than she is.
Grandma of 5.
Whose wife is younger than she is. Who has 2 kids. All the kids are below 15. But this woman set out to get this man. And this woman took her phone and called this man's wife and said to her, I'm here to stay.
Wow.
Was she living in the house? I'm here to
No,
stay.
I'm here to stay.
I'm
I'm here to stay.
I'm here to take your man.
I have no business with you. I have business with my man.
Okay, now let me
See, so that we don't.
See, if Devan is on the receiving end on that call, here's what will happen. I'll be like, sweetheart, you're welcome to him. I mean, like, if he's that much of a bad person, that you guys are suited to each other. What am I doing in the picture?
And he can't even
I mean, like, whoever went to heaven,
He might just having your man might just be having a
I will
let him go. That's what I would say.
Why would I let you not let you go?
The house that we live in is not the time
I mean, like,
where your husband cheats on you, you grab your bag and say, I'm leaving.
See,
Wait, Devan.
There are different levels.
Hello, guys.
This is a level of desperation that I've never heard of before. This one is a grandmother.
Ladies.
These are the kinds of women that go and throw your name inside the Atlantic Ocean because of a man.
You tell all those side chicks, tell all those side mamas that if you are so self-made, you're so wealthy, because this is kind of the thing that the woman was telling this lady, I'm self-made, I'm this and that, go and ask about me. If you're so self-made, you're so sexy, you're so wealthy, you're so beautiful, you're a grandma and all of that, why don't you have your own man? Why are you chasing after a young man that you're older than?
That is not.
But you said she's a widow.
And you want to? No, she's not a widow. She's a divorcee.
Okay.
Her husband is alive.
Let's leave it there. Before we move to what happens at home and all that, here's an advice for all the men listening now. Whether you are in this practice or not, it's easy for other men to lay hands on your wife when you do not appreciate her.
Yes.
When you don't tell her she looks good, when you don't take care of her. If a woman is starved of commendation, affection, if she gets it somewhere else, she gets to the office, someone will be like, oh, you look good, your hair is nice, and you didn't see it before she left the house. What are you looking at?
I'm telling you.
Love that woman, though.
One man's penis is another man's poison.
Free advice from the ladies. Love her. Tell how you do and show how you do. Now, let's go home.
Oh, no, you see,
she's another man's wealth.
You see, where I was coming from when she gave that story, I'm like, I'll be quickly out of that picture. You know why? These old women,
they can go all out.
Yes.
They can go all out.
When that babe follows you up with one juju like that, when she gets hold of your picture, puts it inside one bottle,
only go
inside let them go and throw it inside one river.
Do these things work?
I don't know. I'm not allowed to find out.
That is when you know that greater is
I don't want to find
bottle. Is that not knowledge?
But then you have assassins.
See,
they can actually send
physical assassins. The whole point is I don't want to find out whether it works.
How did we get possessive now?
There must be a reason they keep showing it on Nollywood. Maybe it has worked for other people before.
All right.
So that your woman truncates my destiny.
That's what I know is greater is he that is in me.
Yes.
It does not matter where you take my photo. I'm speaking for me.
See,
it does not matter where you take my photo to. That's a picture.
Sometimes,
it's on me.
That can easily be gotten on social media.
Exactly.
Sometimes victory is assured when you toe the path of least resistance.
Wisdom is profitable to direct, right?
Because the woman, alarm bells will go off in her head. The woman didn't even put up a fight though. Am I sure if she's not even trying to hang on to the man, is he worth it? You understand? But when, I will deal with you. I will show you. Me to our people. You have ginger. I will tell you, collect the man. Collect them.
But what about the kids?
The place I'll go and solve your
Because you
matter.
won't be
Nobody will be
thinking
there.
about just yourself. You
But
know?
then the man
Okay.
behind it and
This is a good time for us to take a break. We need to go on a break. I'm thirsty. Now, I'm sure you've been having a good time. We are. If you are, cheers to that. We're going to take a quick break, and when we
I
come
mean,
back,
like,
we'll try to
seriously.
conclude this conversation. Stay right there.
When there's a child out there that's not getting the same that your own child is getting, the difference will tell, and there will come a time in the society where that child is going to take its pound of flesh.
Where you can actually, everything from watching a program with the child, you can start up the conversation from something on the TV and say, oh, you know.
For me, it's like, hurry up with this business. And the other one said, Auntie, it's not about me, it's about the guys. They're not ready to marry.
Yes.
See if she wants to ask something. No, I know my mother very well. In fact, the most interesting one is when I put up pictures on WhatsApp, you know, Snapchat filters and all that, she will call me, remove that picture. There was a day I got tired of all that and I said,
Welcome back to the conversations here on NTA Network. My name is Rita. We have been talking about what ladies, men, girls, no. Where did men come into that equation? Okay, we have been talking about what ladies, girls, and women, whichever group you belong to, do not like about men. And there's been quite a lot. But we want to bring it home right now and ask about the little things that men do in the house that we do not like. For instance, have you ever wondered why some men cannot finish using the towel and just hang it back somewhere in the bathroom? Why would they have to throw it on the bed? Little things like that I put off. Let's have a list of the things in that area that probably you do not like. Let's start from Doc this time around.
Okay, please. I've been dying to say something because it's okay. Have you ever wondered why a grown man with a wife and kids will go to the toilet, the lavatory, to ease himself, to do number one, to pee, right? He takes the seat up. He flips out that thing. The moment he starts peeing, he flushes the toilet, right? The toilet does its own bit. The flushing is done before the pee is done. And so 10 liters of water is wasted. The pee is still there.
Oh my goodness.
He doesn't put the seat back down. He doesn't reflush. He doesn't wash his hands. He walks away.
That's why I don't like shaking men, by the way.
So you see, did you got the picture?
I can picture
He's
it.
peeing. He's flushing. The flushing thing is done.
Why did you flush
He's
before
still
you're
peeing.
done?
10 liters of water wasted. Toilet seat still up. Pee still in there. Hand not washed. Walks away. Now, in the typical toilet in my home, for example, you have the toilet brush with the holder. You have the toilet liquid washing soap and all the other things in there. This man goes into the toilet, does the number two. What I mean by that is he defecates, right? He flushes it. He stands up. He sees that there's got fecal particle all there, all up in there. The toilet brush is still looking at you. The liquid soap is looking at you. The sink is looking at you. You do not use the air freshener. There's water, sweetie. You do not use the air freshener to dilute the air or to freshen up the air. You do not reflush. You do not use the brush or the soap. You do not wash your hands. You walk away.
The house help will do that. Or the woman will do it.
Wait now. You do it upstairs in your own personal bathroom. You do it downstairs in the guest toilet. Come on. And you are expecting guests or there are guests in the house. Which one you do now?
Okay, that's number one.
Should I go on?
Let's move to Chief first, so we can go around. She's looking at you like, what's wrong with you? Do you feel like a movie director would want to put that in a scene?
Wow.
I'm telling you.
Okay, now, adding to what she just said, the part 2 of the same individual doing number 1 and peeing is you're responsible. You decide to wait to finish peeing before flushing, but then because you whip that thing out, you have drops on the sitter, and rather than use like a tissue, whatever it is, clean it up, flush it along, you leave it there, and then I come into the toilet, I want to use the restroom, and I see, but then it's dry, I see green colors, yellowish color on that, and I have to do the job. That's terrible. I'm touching your stuff. I shouldn't be doing that. This should have been something you would have done.
Some people say, now, it's your husband. What's the big deal?
Oh, you want to, because you feel you're the man, you now decide, oh, I can fart around. I was like, there's nothing about it. Just, okay. I mean,
since you said it, did you expect him to take an excuse and go to the restroom to fart?
Yeah,
just
walk there. Go quiet. My little girl is here.
Go and do your business.
Go and use the toilet.
To fart?
Yes.
Go and do your business.
You don't need to make. I don't listen to that sound.
Oh my goodness. No, I'm sounding like someone we both know. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Okay. Nobody likes that. Especially, men's farts. It's another topic for another day. It carries some.
No, I'm feeling estranged because I can't relate to that one. Like, I think this is a free will attitude.
Okay, there's a particular thing we know many men to be very, very guilty of, and that's throwing their shoes and stockings all over. Maybe men are going to be better, not throwing it around, but they can just, it's just someone that have those smelly feet and keep it for you in the living room. Women don't like it. We know you're tired from work. We know that you've had a very long day. You bring food to the table. You're a responsible husband. Some wives can come there and let me help you, pull off your shoes. But the truth of the matter is, if you're grooming, just as I said at the beginning of the show, that a man's got to be groomed, and it's not when it's comfortable for you. It's not when it's convenient for you. It must be a kind of, you've programmed yourself as you're entering the house. Hello, hi, sweetie. You're walking. You're pulling your shoes because your kids are even watching. Your sons are watching.
Yes.
Your daughters are watching as well. They know that you're a proper man, and if you're supposed to head the family, it's better you start with that. My dad does things, and so we do that. That's the leader of the house. I think women don't like it. We don't complain most of the times, but share when it's smelly.
And feet do smell when they stay in your shoe for so long.
It's
the androgen and the testosterone.
Yeah, you guys are making me feel as if I have a saint in the house.
Oh my God!
The one.
Not be the office. Okay. What about farting? If I mentioned that even in the office.
Okay.
Yes.
No, in the office.
Yeah,
I
and
really
he said
don't,
my father doesn't smell. My father doesn't smell. So.
In fact, like that. But generally, a general complaint, a general domestic complaint is this wet towel on the bed thing. And most men are quite hairy. So, when you use a towel, as a female, most times, except you wash your hair, if you use a towel, it's just maybe halfway near damp. But men, because most of them tend to be pretty hairy with a lot of chest hair, and they always wash their hair with every bath. By the time they're done, you can squeeze water out of that towel, and the next thing, bam, it goes on the bed. The bed, your what do you call it? Your bed sheets are not waterproof. So if you leave that towel there for long enough, it will soak through, leave a damp spot on the mattress, and when that becomes a pattern, before you know it, there's going to be a smell. That's a major complaint generally. Toilet habits are a major complaint. Especially, there are some men, I understand, who defecate and don't flush. I don't know what that's about.
They forget.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
They forget.
No, sweetheart, let me land.
Forget, but is it a good thing to forget? You shouldn't
forget 365 days.
Hang on, let's
Sunday, every single day, right? Because I have that excuse myself. I forget. I always forget.
Once in a while.
Then the next thing is, what are you paying the maid for?
Once in a while.
Come on.
I feel it's...
I said to them, I don't even want to see my poop.
Once in a while, it's possible to forget. Once in a while. Like maybe you finish your business and maybe the water cistern hasn't filled up properly. You give it a couple of
and
windows.
You say, let me
so
wash
you
my
take
hands
your shower or whatever, and then you fall. It can happen in any
Divan,
situation.
I don't agree
No,
with
hang on,
you.
let me land.
Every bedroom has a bucket.
Let me
if the flusher is
just
not
let
full,
me
just
make
fetch
my
bucket
point. Let me
and
make my
flush
point.
it.
It happens
She's so
to me.
upset.
It happens
But
to
then
me.
for Kenson,
It happens to me.
Okay,
Once
let's
in a
wait for
while.
Devan to
Once in a while, it can happen. Maybe you flush and maybe the water isn't, and you're like, okay, it will
Let
fill
me
up.
just take
And then
my bath
before it fills up, you're out there. And
Yeah.
once in a while it happens. I'm ready to excuse once in a while.
Once, okay.
What I'm not ready to excuse is every single day.
Please.
365.
Even if you grew up in the deepest, darkest village and you got used to doing your business in the bush, where you just finish and use a leaf and then leave. Now, brother, you don't pass through university. You have a white-collar job. You're living where decent, human, regular people are. There's water coming into the house. Dude, form a habit. It's not very difficult. Do this when you're done. That's it. Don't leave it for anybody. And I particularly find it distasteful. I don't leave any chore for my house help that I cannot do for myself.
Yes.
And it's a habit I'm trying to inculcate in my kids.
Yes.
If you don't like cleaning up your own mess in the toilet, imagine how it feels
For someone
for
else.
somebody else to have to come and do it.
Yeah.
So if you mess that space up, there's water. There's a toilet brush. Every toilet in the room, in the house has a toilet brush.
Yes.
There's the
And the
liquid soap thing.
Yes,
It
beside
does not
it.
take 30 seconds to get that business done.
Exactly.
Why are you allowing it to dry up and cake up because there's a maid?
Okay,
And
it's
because
an
I
situation.
Please, before you
Wait,
even
wait,
go on, please, before you go on, let's just finish this topic. Even if you do not want to use a toilet brush, a lot of toilets are in the bathroom, right, together.
Yeah.
You have the shower stall or the jacuzzi or the bathtub, yeah? And most toilets have buckets and the baler, the little bowl. If you take that little bowl, put water in there, raise it up a bit and drop it on the
Yeah, usually
particles
the
of
pressure of
shower.
water.
Now,
the pressure of
that's a lesson
No,
on how to keep your toilet
wait now,
clean, man.
If the toilet is not flushing, you have a bucket, fill it up with water and flush it. Please,
There's
just
one more
finish that
thing.
business.
There's one more thing. You know, usually we'll deal with this as a topic, men not wanting to help at home, domestic assistance, if you know what I mean. It's believed that some of those chores are supposed to be a woman's duty. The woman is supposed to cook, you're supposed to wash, you're supposed to clean. Some people are getting to the stage where they feel like we shouldn't have a maid because there are now issues about how legal it is. Those children, were they, you know, properly, taken away from their parents? Are they being, what's the
Forced
word now?
into labor.
Exactly.
Forced
Are they-
labor.
is it forced labor? So some people are deliberately saying, if I don't know this person, I don't want to help, except it's an adult that I can negotiate with and pay. But you have situations where in a home, right, where there is a help or there is no help. The man feels like he has no responsibility whatsoever to domestic activities, right?
I know such
He
men.
eats. You cook the food, the woman cooks the food, you lay the food on the table, he will eat and get up and just leave the dishes there because it is a woman's job. Or the house can be dirty for the world, he couldn't be bothered about cleaning anything. Or the kids need to go to school, you're going to work, he's going to work, you have to prep the kids for school. It is the woman's responsibility to get up earlier, to make the lunch boxes, to make sure the children take their bath, to dress them up, and sometimes even take them to school before she goes to work. All he has to do is stretch up in the morning, take his bath, dress up, and goes to work and comes back tired and asks you, you went to work, oh, what's for dinner?
You forgot to add what's for breakfast.
Oh, of course, you have to. You don't just do lunch boxes. You have to make breakfast
What's for
too.
breakfast?
But I do know that quite a number of men these days are hands-on. They help with these things. But we still have men who feel, now, let's not lay emphasis on the fact that the woman works. Most women now work in addition to that. Even if she does not work, right? I think, is that even how to say it? Even if she does not go out to work.
Housewife.
Exactly. She's a stay-at-home mom. Is it right? Is it even, can you tolerate having a man who feels that's your job? You belong to, let's not complete the phrase. Right? How do you deal with that? I can't relate.
Okay.
I know a man who believes so much that these chores are specifically tailored to women. That the wife went to jog one morning, leaving the baby at home with the husband, no nanny at that time. The baby was screaming her head off. The man 2 or 3 things make a baby cry. Hungry, wet, want to sleep, right? Instead of the man to say, okay, let's see if the diaper is wet. If you have no idea about changing the diaper, just remove it. Do whatever you can. You defecate yourself, you pee, you clean up yourself. The same method of cleaning yourself, you can clean the child. The man calls the gate man to come and clean the 10-month-old baby and change the diaper. And when the woman comes back, the woman says, the man is happy to say, oh, the baby was crying, we changed the diaper was wet with fecal matter and poo and pee, and then we changed the diaper. So the woman says, who is we? Says, oh, I called the gate man to clean the baby up.
I'm in shock.
And the woman is like,
your own child?
What did you say? The man says, what is there? And turns the thing into a big quarrel. The woman is still in shock, like holding her head. You called the gate man, the 20-something-year-old gate man, to come and clean your baby, your 10-month-old baby, and you are 40-something years old. And you said, what is there? You were there all the time, the baby was being cleaned. Is that not, are you not inviting the gate man to violate that child at some point?
Especially if it's a child is even...
It's a girl.
Even boys get violated. It's not just
The
a
man
boy.
believes so much that these are responsibilities for the woman.
That's a really shocking
quickly
story.
the
Sure,
you
mentioned
Real life
about men expecting you to pack their tables, some of the things they feel they're entitled to.
So let's get
As
something
men.
wrong. Something right. There's nothing wrong with women doing that.
Nothing.
I don't have a problem doing it, but the fact that you make it, it's your job to do it.
Exactly, your department.
That's where I'm coming. That do you know that we do have a culture in this part of the world, and that's the honest truth.
Yes.
There are some things that are traditionally,
women.
expected of women to do for their men. I'm from a home that I never saw my father clear the table after eating, and my mom would never wait for that.
Same here.
And I wouldn't expect my husband, I'm sorry to say, you may differ, to clear the table. So why does he have a wife? I'm not his.
But if he does, will you have a problem with it? That's the problem.
I think where I thought you were coming from was when it becomes a situation where it seems almost as if the man is helpless
That's
or
what
a
I'm
baby.
landing on. Exactly. Landing on.
If madam is not in a position to clear the dishes,
Would you?
do you fall over dead if you do it yourself?
That's where I actually was driving at. You should do it. It gets to a point that when you this person is your spouse, you do it. Most women even love to do it. Darling, let me do this for you. But when there is love, we don't complain, no women. Do you know?
When he's in love.
We have this culture. There's somebody, you and I think we were on that conversation together. A colleague at one time said if he goes to his brother's house and sees his brother sweeping,
He will tie him with a rope and call his father and say, this man has gone mad.
That's what he said, because they see it as a taboo. But what I am saying as a woman, it is not taboo. In fact, science has it, research has it, that the men who complain all the time that once they get married, they don't get enough sexual satisfaction in the house. One major reason is because the woman is usually not in the mood because she's too tired.
Exactly.
So when you assist her with domestic chores, she stays that she's doing something, maybe even not doing something, and you just want to help her. It even puts her in the mood.
Yes.
Makes her more
appreciates
relaxed. And then when you come to meet her at night, she's ready.
Nice girl. Why the chore is going on?
Guess what? These same men who are, let's say, Nigerian men, when they travel outside of this country,
they're proper.
They are the ones that are sweeping the floor and cooking the food and going to the market and changing the baby's diaper. And then when they come back to Nigeria, they put their leg up.
That brings us back to the culture thing. That brings us back to the culture
see,
thing. The fact that they believe that is how it's supposed to be. We all just agreed now that we grew up with our parents, knowing our dad, when he finished eating, he probably just relaxed there. And either if we're old enough, we'll clear the table, or our mommy would do that because that's what is permissible at that time. However, we agree that things are changing.
Which is 2019,
things are
right?
supposed to be changing. And like, who was it said? Men are more hands-on now. The
Yes.
younger generation of men tend to be more hands-on.
You're
But
correct.
I would put this blame, I'm sorry, nobody gets offended, on that generation of mothers.
Yes.
Who would make every son that little prince, that little king, that his older sisters have to worship.
Exactly.
Wash his clothes. He will clean
I'm
his
sure
shoes.
they're laying eggs right
You
now.
understand? Mothers are particularly fond of that nonsense of
Real
a certain
nonsense.
generation.
Real nonsense.
Yeah? Such that even when another woman comes into the picture as the wife of this person, they have difficulty letting go.
Yes.
How come daughters-in-law never have issues with their fathers-in-law?
Ask me.
I mean,
It's
it's a
that
question.
I've always asked.
I've hardly ever heard any girl say, my father-in-law this, but mothers-in-law, come on. At some point you knew you're just raising this man to hand him over.
So now you have a problem with the men assisting me in the house because you feel it's the woman's job to take care of the house. But then now that I am working, I am assisting the man financially, pay the school fees, and do some other chores that the man culturally should be doing, and you don't have a problem with that? Is that not hypocrisy?
It is. I said to you earlier that the script of equality has not been written.
Okay.
It has not been written.
Because we need to go, I'm going to say let's take 30 seconds each and just say, what is that one thing you want a man to change? One thing, 30 seconds. Because if we're talking about the things men do that we do not like, what is that one thing I would want a man to change this? So they have some advice. Now you know what we don't like. Maybe you can change this and won't like it.
I want the men to be more romantic and pay more compliments. You have beautiful women out there, and you see them, they look good, but you don't compliment them. And then they go out there and some other guys compliment them. You're actually digging a hole that you fall into.
Thank you.
Now, financially, when it comes to finances, you can take care of your home, you can take care of people outside. Put your home first. Don't tell your wife, wait, or tell your children, wait, I'll give it to you later. Then somebody calls you 1 second later. Okay, send me your account details.
Family first.
The next thing you hear, alert, pum, pum, pum.
Family first for finances.
Family first, please.
One thing I thought we'll talk about, we didn't, it's here now, is women don't like when you pay attention to your ex. So, and you may not really be attached to them.
We didn't even talk
That's a very big one. If men, we know that sometimes you may not be romantically involved with your exes, don't let us know, even if you're having some discussions with them. And it's even better you stay away from them, because an ex is supposed to be.
Don't find ex. It's not mass.
Firewood. All firewood, they see they catch fire.
It's not mass. Just leave ex alone. Don't find ex.
And for me, the entitlement mentality of thinking that you have the right to touch me, that needs to go out the door.
Fantastic.
The list is endless. I don't think I have anything to add to that. Out the door. So, thank you so much for being a part of the conversation today. We've had an amazing time having this conversation, and we sure believe that you enjoyed it as well. We'll be back next week with another interesting topic. Make sure you stay right there, because we're looking forward to share our time with you. And for some reason, we didn't get a guy to come on set to do Defense Academy. It's okay. I'm sure they learned. Did you learn? The idea is, we don't hate men. We love men, but we want to love them more. So the little things you do that makes us feel like maybe not is what we've told you. So take them away so we can love you all over. I'm sure you like that. My name is Rita, and many thanks to all the fantastic women in the house today. Dr. B, Chi, Shehu, and Divan. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
NTA International, Africa's heritage.
Several communities in Nigeria are noted for many unique features. These special features stand out. Such communities as the indigenes are always proud of what makes them distinct. Igboora, an ancient Yoruba community in Oyo State, is known for preponderance of twins in their community. There is hardly any family in the town that is not blessed with a set of twins or more.
Igboora has the highest number of multiple births in the whole world compared to any continent. So that gives us the grace, the privilege to celebrate twins, because twins are special brain.
The twins, some identical, some unidentical, some mixed, Some same-sex, some young, and others very old abound in Igbora. From traditional point of view, it is believed that certain fruits and vegetables are responsible for the preponderance of twins in this community.
If you eat ilasa, there is no how that you are not going to have twins. If you eat ilasa with amala, you are going to have twins.
Conscious and proud of the uniqueness of their community as one with great number of twins in Nigeria, the people of Igbora came together to celebrate the twins. They roll out drums with pomp and pageantry for this cultural heritage. As special creatures, the twins have their special deity called Orisha Ibeji. Special food consisting of beans, akara, and ekuru, and special praise song called Oriki Ibeji. Many of the twins, Ibeji as they are known in Yoruba land, are equally unique in what they do as they display rare skills in drumming, singing and dancing. It is interesting and pleasurable to witness the coming together of several twins from the same community where it is believed God seems to have deposited the genes for these rare and unique beings.